Hi, we're on 13.2 annuities. Somehow I put a little dot on there. And so an annuity is the money received back from a savings plan or a retirement fund. And so it could be the stream of payments received from lottery winnings. Basically, it's a repetitive, uniform withdrawal of funds. So you're getting to take money from your account of whatever type it might be to spend. So when we have this withdrawal of funds, the payment register is positive because we get to spend that money, right? We're getting a withdrawal. We can spend the money, and that's why we make it a positive. And then the present value register is negative because we still have money in the account, right? That would be money in account. So we're only withdrawing certain amounts of it. We're not withdrawing the whole thing. So that's why it's negative. And future value is always positive, but occasionally it could be zero, right? We might have a zero future value, and that will happen on some of these. And it does happen on loans, which are coming up on the next section. Okay, so we're going to look at something called depleting or not depleting without depleting principal. You deposit $800,000 into a savings plan earning 4.5% compounded monthly. What amount can you withdraw per month for 20 years without depleting the principal? This means your principal doesn't change. So basically you're just taking out the interest amount, and that's all. So you're not dipping into your principal at all. When you're finished withdrawing money at whatever length of time it may be, you still have the same amount in your account. So only that month's interest is withdrawn. So if we use simple interest on this last question that we were talking about, right, it was $800,000, 4.5% for 20 years. We're withdrawing that monthly. So basically on this we would use the I equals PRT formula, right? Simple interest. So the amount of interest is how much we get to take out each month. $800,000 times our interest rate of 4.5%, so 0.045 in decimal form. And this is monthly, so that's 1 month out of 12 months. Remember, times in years, this is our portion of a year. So when we calculate that, we see that it is $3,000. And that's how much we can take out every month. And we can actually do this forever. Because if we never touch the principal, then it just keeps earning that interest for us every month, and we can take it and spend it. Okay, so now we're going to look at this. What does happen here with our TVM keys? So we're going to kind of put the same information in, not simple interest, but using the TVM keys. And you might have some idea of how this is going to turn out. 4.5% divided by 12, because remember this was a monthly. Our present value was $800,000, and remember that is negative because it's in the account. We're not touching that money. And because we are not depleting the principal, our future value is also $800,000. There we go. Now we want to know what payment can we get. This is what we're going to compute. I don't think it's going to be a surprise to you what happens here. When you compute this amount, then you're going to get, then I extended onto that. Maybe I need to quit drawing these circles. $3,000. Remember, it's a positive. It should come up as a positive on your calculator. And we just figured that out, didn't we? We used simple interest to just see how much interest is this account earning. Okay. Now we're going to look at a different scenario. So on this one, we're depositing the same amount. It's 20 years again. and we are using the same interest rate, so we can use the arrows, right, because this was the same. So if you don't clear it out, you still have this information. You just have to change part of it, but not these two particular ones. I'm putting that on there. It's on the previous screen, but, well, it's on this one too, I guess. And this one is still the same, right? Because we still have our $800,000 in the bank. Put the $sign there. But now, if we withdraw only $2,700 per month, what will the savings account balance be in 20 years? So if we don't take out the full amount of interest, what happens to that interest? Think about it. What happens to the interest that we're not taking out, which would be about $300 every month? Well, it's going to add back to the principal, and that means our future value should be more than $800,000. So we're going to compute future value and see what we end up with. Make sure I make a decent amount of room for that. And our account has grown to $916,437.30. That's kind of cut off on my screen, so I'm hoping that that is for sure a 30 without having to compute that. Actually, I'm going to stop this for a minute and compute it. Hi, so I just checked that real quick. I paused the video and it looks like it's 31, not 30. On my key, I couldn't tell what the number was for some reason. It kind of got cut off there or something. Okay, so let's look at the next example. Referring to the previous example, if instead you withdraw $8,000 each month, how long in years until the principal is gone? Okay, so this time we're going to compute the number of periods. You actually can still leave this one and this, right, the 4.5 divided by 12 and the negative $800,000. Right, you could leave those on, but if you forget and you've cleared it, that's okay. Sometimes when you're working on the same problem, or you've got parts of a problem and we're just changing a little bit, you can just leave those numbers on there. Okay, so $8,000 is quite a bit larger than what we have been withdrawing. And so how long can we take out that much money? Because remember, it's only earning the $3,000 every month, and now we're going to take $8,000 out per month. So you can suspect that this is going to be quite a bit less time. We're going to compute N, and when you compute, you get 125.57. Well, this is the number of periods, which happens to be the number of months. We're going to divide that by 12 to see how many years would that be, and it is 10.46 years. So by withdrawing such a large amount, we have cut down the length of time by a lot, right, on this money. All right, I think we have time for maybe one more example. And then referring to the previous example, what if you wanted your money to last for 35 years? Yeah, we definitely need to do that one, this one on the video, because it goes with the previous one. What if you wanted the principal to last 35 years instead? How much could you withdraw each month? Okay, so some of the information is still the same. I'm just going to go ahead and enter it all back in here. So 35 times 12, and our interest rate is 4.5% still. And 35 years, right, is compounded monthly. That's why it was 35 times 12. We still have our $800,000 in the bank. And then we want to see how much can we withdraw each month, right? How much could you take out each month for this particular amount of money, right? I want to see how much I can take So I'm going to compute the payment, because the payment is how much I get paid each month, and it turns out to be, it's more than the 3,000, right? But not near as much as 8,000. Remember the one time we were taking out $8,000, so $3,786.05. That's what we can take out monthly. And this 800,000, we can do that for 35 years. So that's a pretty good amount of time. Well, I'm going to stop this video and then I will finish this lesson on the next video.